Indianapolis Colts, the juggernauts, at the Pittsburgh Steelers +3. So, look, we got caught in a rah-rah Mike Tomlin spot on Sunday night. Did we learn it's a problem when you're playing a lot of man coverage and a lot of single high safety against quarterbacks who can eat that up, including, by the way, Daniel Jones, who's been dicing up single high safety coverage?
Yeah, because this is definition of a trap spot for this Colts team. They
Yeah,
are an absolute juggernaut, 7-1, playing against a Pittsburgh team that not only they lost two in a row, they've looked downright, like Chad just said, embarrassing,
terrible.
horrible, atrocious defensively in those games. So -3 on the Colts, I probably will still take that number as we sit here right now. Like it to me, Pittsburgh should be +3, +3.5, +4 up there, not just sitting right now like they are. It's a Colts number still at -3. So I know it's the stinkiest, chalkiest bet ever, but chalk has been winning, like we've said, and home field, it's just not hitting like it used to. And a couple games, I'm forcing us to take some of these dogs at home, but I just can't get there in Pittsburgh. That was all lined up for them, right? The first half, they gave up an opening drive touchdown, and then they had a kicker miss two field goals, and it's all there. It was just all lined up for that type of Tomlin game. The defense had rallied, they were playing better, looking better, and they just all the offense and the defense just fell off a cliff in the second half. It's just like Chet said, it ain't hitting it like it used to. Like this
No.
is even go back 2 or 3 years ago with Mason Rudolph, we would be all over Pittsburgh here in this spot, but I can't get there. This Colts team does feel like an absolute juggernaut, and maybe I can get us to avoid taking the Colts on Sunday. But as we sit here right now, it's like I love this team at -3. It just feels like they're still being undervalued by the market. They're just in what world is this close? We're gonna need a total meltdown from Daniel Jones, and when you have the MVP as a running back, does that happen? It's just like you just said, they're gonna have to play single high safety to take away this run game, and Daniel Jones has been burning it. So I'm just trying to find reasons, trying to look at the numbers, find it for Pittsburgh. Can't do it, even though, like Chad said, every ounce, inch of our body is telling us to take Pittsburgh here. And this is the definition of a trap. But I just, once again, can't get there in this Pittsburgh team.
You just said the magic words, and I love that when we're in a mind meld because we have not discussed this. But you said undervalued and MVP. And the other day, yesterday, I was sort of thinking about this game and I was thinking about Jonathan Taylor. And we've talked about a couple games this year, we've backed the Colts because of Jonathan Taylor, not because of Daniel Jones. So, of course, I had to go check the MVP odds to see where is Jonathan Taylor in the current race to be MVP after the weekend that he had against the Titans. Right now, the people who are ahead of Jonathan Taylor in the MVP race: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Daniel
What? They don't have my
Jones.
guy Hurts up there?
He's not up. He's
Oh my
no.
God.
I think he's
He's leading the
behind him
league in
actually.
total touchdowns. He's got one pick, and he's had played the hardest schedule in football.
Daniel
I'm telling you,
Jones,
Chad, this is oh my God. I'm about to lose my mind right now because I don't look at MVP shit, but holy hell.
Daniel
Dude,
Jones,
that's
Jordan
ridiculous.
Love, Jared Goff, and then Jonathan Taylor at 20 to 1.
That's still honestly that's too high
You
for
know,
Jonathan Taylor.
yeah.
Even though he's been incredible.
Hold on one second. Oh, by the way, since yesterday, Jonathan Taylor has dropped from 20 to 1 to 16 to 1, ahead of Jordan Love, Jared Goff, and Jalen Hurts, who was just behind Jonathan Taylor. But here's what's crazy about Jonathan
Three
Taylor:
straight game, 3 touchdowns, right? He had some crazy record like that.
three games, 3 touchdowns this season. The last running back, and he's had, I think, three touchdown games this season. The last running back to have that many was LaDainian Tomlinson with 5 when he won the MVP in 2006. The only other running back to win MVP between 2006 and this year is Adrian Peterson when he had 2,000 yards for the Vikings in 2012. Jonathan Taylor has had 10 touchdowns in the past 4 games. The first time that has happened in a 4-game span since 2015. And this one from our good buddy Bill Barnwell at ESPN, who posted this yesterday in his always must read Monday recap column. Jonathan Taylor has accounted for 3.9% of all the league's rushing yards by a running back this season. His team is 7-1. And thank God, even in the past 24 hours since I looked at this, his odds have shrunk a little bit. So there is some semblance of common sense amongst NFL bettors for recognizing Jonathan Taylor having an historic year. By the way, he is minus 250 to win Offensive Player of the Year. So we know that's the running back.
Bet.
We know that's the running back award.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous that we become such a quarterback league, quarterback focused league, that a guy who is doing things that is really carrying this team. Jonathan Taylor is the most important player on this team right now, and they're 7-1.
And you say that, and I get where you're coming from, but talk to a Colts fan, a real Colts fan, about what life has been like after Andrew Luck. It's just the quarterback position. Nothing's really changed. I know they added Warren, the tight end, but you saw that team last year with Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. Like, Jonathan Taylor's had good years, but nothing comparable to this. And that's just the difference a good quarterback makes, because you can just run different plays and schemes. And this year, I think you're spot on. The fact that we agree, he is the best player in football right now. But if Mahomes gets that 1 or 2 seed and keeps putting up the numbers he's putting up,
of course,
I know that's what sucks. So that's the tough part, because it's as incredible as he is. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, and Saquon, our MVP, ran for 50 yards. Like, you can take that position away and you can win by 40 points in the Super Bowl. If your quarterback can't complete the ball 20 yards downfield, that's never going to happen, right? That's why the quarterback is so much more important. So it just sucks for Taylor. Like you said, if he keeps putting these numbers up, it's going to make it a real decision, because that's the only thing that Saquon was missing. He had the yards, he just didn't have the touchdowns. So
right.
That's the last time we won it. Like Chad said, LaDainian Tomlinson, he had the storyline, he had the touchdowns. Adrian Peterson, when he won it, he was coming off a major knee injury. And we just didn't, that year, there was no good, great quarterback. So it could line up. I'm not trying to tell people it's a dumb bet. I wouldn't make it, just because it should be 50-1. That's the type of odds it really is in actuality.
All right, since we're having the MVP conversation, while we both feel like Jonathan Taylor is the rightful, honorable choice, the odds are actually not very good value, considering how long of a chance it is for him to win MVP. So who would we be betting MVP right now? I feel like I would do Patrick Mahomes. I feel like it's as low as it's going to be, and he's the front runner. Walk me off that. Agree with me. Who would you do?
Yeah, if I'm tying money up for a couple of months, I always want to do the long shot. So I talked a little about it. I was getting a little fired up. Luckily, you steered me away, so I didn't go on a 20-minute rant. But Jalen Hurts, 20-1. Guy leads the league in touchdowns.